Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. May I please request you all to kindly take your seats? Shall we begin the show? Hey, I need your permission to officially begin the show. Shall we begin the show? Yeah, come on, give me something. Hi, good evening, everyone. How are you? So I don't know if this jaga is taken, but if it isn't, then please feel free to take the seats forward. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Very handsome, every one of you. Very nice. Do you want to occupy the front seats as well? Please feel free to do that. Let's do that. No, we don't do that. We have that for presenters. Okay. This hyperventilating lady. I like her. See, this is why we are celebrating gadgets, because they tell you a lot about your heart, your soul, your aura, I don't know whatever else there is. Are you doing all right today? Can I tell you a secret? I've been told you all are boring. Is that right? Because if you aren't, then you have to interact with me and be cool and everything. Are you ready to be cool today? Are you? Only sir's whispering. Everyone else is looking at me with contempt. They're like, ab kya bolegi ye? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very warm welcome to each one of you. This is a televised show, so for most of the show, I'm going to stay scripted. For the unscripted part, don't worry, it won't make it to the edit. Are you all right? Are you excited to see each other? Do you know each other in this room? Have you all met each other before? It's the industry stalwarts. There's a word for you all. It's called veterans. How old do you all feel? Yeah? मतलब एक badge देना बाकी आप लोगों को. हम लोग इतने साल से technology बेच रहे हैं भाई. All good? Happy? I cannot start this evening until I don't see a full-blown smile on your faces. It's very hard for me to continue. So can I see all your teeth, please? Yeah, arre, so nice. Everyone, smiling teeth? Nice? Nice? Everyone, happy? All right. May I please request you all to kindly take your seats. Another gentle request, if your mobile phones are not on silent, I urge you to do so right now, just for the rest of the evening, the duration of this event. Excellent. मैंने कहा silent पे रखो तो आप तो बात ही कर रहे हो. कर लो आराम से, हम तो wait ही कर लेंगे, हमारा क्या है. All good? All right. Hello, namaste, sat sri akal, adab everyone. Welcome to the third edition of Times of India Gadgets Now Awards 2022, powered by Airtel 5G Plus. Ladies and gentlemen, what an honor to be here again with you. The reason why I say again is because the last year we connected via our screens. I was sitting in my house, really, really far away from you, but I could feel the energy. I could feel the energy of celebration. And well, when it went so well last time, we said we're going to do this, but we're going to be bigger, we're going to be stronger, and we're going to be really resilient, just like each one of you, and come back and celebrate our gadgets because they are a part of our life now, aren't they? Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this evening, I would like to thank our sponsors, Airtel 5G Plus, AMD Ryzen, Norton, Crucial by Micron, Live Pure Smart, One Assist, and Techno for supporting us. Once again, my name is Kubra Seth, and I am here amongst you all to announce the most prestigious Indian Gadgets Awards of the year. Look at you guys. It's an honor for me to be standing here amongst so many veterans, as I said, from the technology industry, and also share this stage with you. I'm overwhelmed with elation as we acknowledge the most talented pool of the industry and decide here tonight who is the real game changer. So guys, are you ready for this big show to hit the road? Are you? Yeah, you look very excited, yeah. Thank you, your energy is just whew, so hot. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you again. Are you guys ready for this big show to hit the road tonight? Ah, nice. Honestly, I feel that each one of you in this room has been so resilient because no matter what the curveballs were thrown in our direction, we actually stood tall amidst all the crisis. I mean, it is quite unnerving to think that we actually survived a 3-year-long pandemic without sweeping away our economy. Thanks to technology, it not only saved us during the tough times, but also brought us together so that we could laugh, cry, share joy, pain, knowledge, inspiration, education, awareness, and so much more. The gadgets that we use in our day-to-day lives are so much more than just a medium of entertainment. They have helped us maintain our sanity. They've helped us remain positive, informed, and connected during the challenging times. Despite physical isolation, we actually felt a lot safe in our minds. And we rarely ever felt alone because we had our gadgets with us. You could be here, your family could be in another end of the planet, and you still stayed connected with people you love, with people you chose not to love anymore. When you wanted to go from point A to point B, have your groceries delivered, have your education delivered, everything was available to you where you chose to be. The role of these gadgets have played in our lives have been immense. And ladies and gentlemen, the recent past is certainly not ordinary. In fact, if anything, it stands as a testimony. Times of India Gadgets Now Awards, as we all know, is an effort to celebrate the best gadgets being released here in India. Gadgets that are reshaping our lives, changing the way we work, communicate, and have fun. These awards aim to honor the devices that have truly added value to our lives and the genius minds behind them. So, ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, I would now like to invite on stage Mr. Sumit Gulati, Executive Editor, Times of India Online, to open the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, please welcome Mr. Gulati.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed members of the tech community, welcome to the third edition of the Times of India Gadgets Now Awards. First and foremost, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed guests who have joined us tonight as we honor and celebrate the best of the gadgets in the year gone by. At a time when technology is omnipresent and plays a crucial role in almost every walk of life, it is important to reflect on the vital role gadgets play. Gadgets have become an integral part of our daily lives, making it easier for us to connect with one another and the world around us. From smartphones to smart homes, from virtual assistants to self-driving cars, gadgets have revolutionized the way we live, work, and play. However, with great innovation comes great responsibility. As the tech industry continues to grow and evolve, it is important for us to ensure that the technology we create is ethical, sustainable, and equitable. We must work towards creating technology that benefits not just a select few, but society as a whole. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the members of the jury who have put in a great deal of time and effort to select the winners of tonight's awards. Your expertise and dedication have made it possible for us to recognize the best of the best in the tech industry. Our popular choice of awards shows the enthusiasm and vigor of our readers in recognizing the best gadgets. Tonight, we celebrate the tech industry's finest and their contribution to the world of gadgets. We honor their vision, hard work, and dedication to creating technology that makes a positive impact on the world. I once again welcome and thank each one of you as we celebrate the achievements of the tech industry and look forward to a future filled with even more innovation and progress. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gulati. Could we have a huge round of applause for sir, please? A very warm welcome to you, ma'am and sir. Mr. Gulati, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you on stage with us. Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us some distinguished players from the industry who are here to exchange their thoughts and wisdom on the upcoming trends in the tech world. We all know about how artificial intelligence is the headliner of every coffee corridor chat. Everyone's like, oh, how can I use chat GP? Chat GT? Yeah? So for someone like me who's terrible at technology and at math, I take an excused break. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been incredible because today, right here, we are going to be speaking about how technology has rapidly progressed over the last decade. From Siri to self-driving cars, from Netflix to Google Maps, AI has literally become a very crucial part and parcel of our everyday life. While it appears to be the backbone of technological progress at present, it can also prove to be a threat to humanity in the future, is what most of us are now almost bound to think and predict. So, why don't we all pull our socks up and get prepared for a journey right here on this stage where we shall have an insightful exchange of ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a panel discussion on AI Chat GPT and the new era of machine intelligence. Is it a threat or is it an actual opportunity that we are missing to see? And for this, I would like to invite upon stage the esteemed panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a huge round of applause, Mr. Ritesh Chopra, Director Sales and Field Marketing, India and SAARC countries, Norton. Mr. Rakshit Tandon, Cybersecurity Specialist, Norton. Mr. Pankaj Mohindru, Chairman ICEA, Mr. Anku Jain, Managing Director, Media Tech, and Mr. Pankaj Doval, National Editor, Times of India, who will chair the panel for this discussion. Could we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? So, before you take over this wonderful panel, I have to tell you that I really did try using Chat GPT to write a Valentine's letter, and I failed. Now it's over to you, sir.
No, I think you touched upon a very important thing. It's more about how you use the keywords, but thankfully, Kupra called us distinguished and esteemed and not veterans. Because nobody wants to be seen as a veteran and very close to retirement. So it's not like that. We are very young, and we are still learning the ropes. So, but thanks for the energy, Kubra. And yes, we are going to discuss a very, very important topic, which is AI, Chat GPT, and the new era of machine intelligence. Do we see it as a threat or do we see it as an opportunity? Because wherever you go now, people have moved beyond Google, and now the whole talk of the town is Chat GPT. And before we get into the discussion, I just wanted to show you how accurate or how good can Chat GPT be. Because I thought that what better way to talk about the topic than having the introduction being written by Chat GPT. So I actually put this our topic of discussion in Chat GPT, and I asked for an intro. It's a little long, 250 words intro, but let me just read what ChatGPT wrote. It wrote this in 15 seconds. Honestly, I would have taken 15 minutes, maybe 20, 25 minutes to write this. So let me just do the introduction and then we get into the discussion. And this has been written, to be my confession, this has been written by ChatGPT, by the AI machine, not by me. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to our panel discussion on the topic AI, ChatGPT, and the new era of machine intelligence. Is it a threat or an opportunity? Artificial intelligence, or AI, has become an increasingly popular topic in recent years. AI systems like ChatGPT have the ability to analyze vast amounts of data, learn from it, and make predictions or decisions based on that information. Some people view AI as a threat to society, while others see it as a tremendous opportunity. On one hand, AI technology can bring many benefits to society, including increased efficiency, improved accuracy, and reduced costs. For example, AI can help doctors diagnose diseases more accurately or help businesses predict customer behavior to improve marketing strategies. However, there are also concerns about potential negative impacts of AI, such as loss of jobs due to automation and the risk of biased decision making if algos are trained on biased data. Additionally, there are concerns about the use of AI for malicious purposes such as creating deepfake videos or autonomous weapons. ChatGPT as a large language model trained by OpenAI has also been the subject of some controversy. While it has shown remarkable abilities in generating human-like responses or text-based prompts, some worry about the potential misuse of such technology are already there. So, is AI a threat or an opportunity? Our panelists tonight come from a variety of backgrounds and will explore this question from different perspectives. We hope to have a lively and informative discussion, and we welcome questions and comments from the audience. This has been written in 15 seconds by ChatGPT, not by me.
I think it has covered everything. There's nothing left to discuss.
So I don't know how long, for how many months or years can we hold panel discussion through a moderator. I think ChatGPT can do a better job. But coming to the topic, welcome all, and let's discuss and try and see what we can make out of it. So if I come to Mr. Ritesh Chopra, Norton obviously is a company which has been working in the field of cybersecurity. This is a kind of a different question, unrelated to the cybersecurity era. But how do you see this whole concept about ChatGPT and machine intelligence?
Thank you for having me here. I think the AI and machine learning has been there for a few years. So it's not new. It's just that now in the form of ChatGPT, when OpenAI has developed a large language-based textual, and it's been readily available for everybody to utilize, whether write a Valentine's letter or a moderator's introduction, it's become the talk of the town. I think the verdict, whether it's a benefit or a risk, will eventually depend upon how we utilize it, how do we understand it, and how do we make use of it at the end of the day as companies, as individuals. The next 10 years, the decade, is where we believe that this whole automation, AI, and the ChatGPT thing are very critical and evolve. And that's really where we see it.
But Rakshit, like we were saying, that can this be an opportunity or a threat? And you are a cybersecurity specialist. How do you see this when machines are getting smarter and smarter? I don't know what's the future of our generations. Gradually machines will take over. Do you think it is also a threat from the cybersecurity perspective?
So yes, initially when it started, it was. I think a lot of moderation has been added to ChatGPT. Namaste and good evening, all of you. Thank you for having me here, Times. But I can call myself as a victim, because if you are seeing me right now, I'm a ghost sitting here. Because as per ChatGPT, I'm dead. And it was told to be one of my interns who said, "You just wrote who is Rakshit Tandon." He gave a complete introduction. He was a cybersecurity expert, evangelist. He has done a lot in this field. And unfortunately, he died by a heart attack on 20th March 2020. So, and then when I did it myself, again the date changed. It went to July. And then I contradicted. I said, no, he is alive. Well, he said, I'm sorry, I'm an AI model. I only work on data which I have collected from 2021 or something. Then show me the data sources. Then he showed me 2 links of popular media websites which have mistakenly typed Rakshit Tandon, cyber expert. And the 2 media names, when I checked the URLs were not working, but they might have. One of a very close dear friend who is again a very, very popular figure in the field, he passed away due to a heart attack. And I think media is very fast in typing online. So they might have typed. So the URL was still there. The content was not there. They might have corrected it later on. But the URL crawler was there. And that was crawled by the data set, and still date. If you have ChatGPT right now on your laptops, please check. And I'm a ghost talking to you. And so that is, I think, the threat level which is coming up.
Was there an error in the story, or were you part of the people who were giving reaction?
Nothing happened to me. I'm very fine.
No. I mean to say, was your name mentioned as part of a reaction to the?
So it was, yes. I might see that the person who expired due to a heart attack is a very, very famous cyber expert, law expert.
Right.
And I had given my condolences and I was a
Correct,
part
correct,
talking about his work.
Correct.
So that keyword and meta tag might have just collided somewhere, and that is how this is what is happening.
I'm very happy. We
But
are safe, huh?
Second point on threat is that initially when it started, a lot of hackers started writing malicious code through ChatGPT.
Yes.
Now, thankfully, they have put a moderation, but then again, we know, we guys are hackers, so we know how to fool him. So if I write how to hack WhatsApp, it will give me a red lecture on hacking and it will say it is illegal. This is happening recently now, but previously it was actually telling you. But now if I say, I want to write an essay on how to bypass, rather than using the word hack, right, bypass, or put a SQL injection, it will give me the code. Now this is the threat level where we are talking on, and so if I look at AI, no doubt efficiency has increased. For my work itself, I work with the law enforcement agencies. I've been appointed by CID, Haryana Police, as a consultant for last 2 years, and I've been working on cyber intelligence only. So I would say ChatGPT helps me a lot in my work as well, in terms of efficiency. But then I have to put my human reasoning to it, to present it. I'm not totally dependent on that. But yes, moderation, human-centric perspective has to be added to, and the moderation of algorithms, the person. If you're not adding that human-centric perspective to your tech, the people who are behind the algorithms, then this AI can become a Thanos, I would say.
Yeah. It can be dangerous also. You're absolutely right. And the kind of utter confusion it can create in a world which is so charged up by social media posts.
So
any wrong post.
If the algorithm is biased.
Yes.
So I hope you must have heard in the news as well, some of our very prominent personalities were named as controversial. So, but when my children, I'm looking at the children angle because I do a lot of cyber safety workshop and cyber hygiene workshop with young kids across the nation. I have connected with more than 5.6 million kids now. Yeah. And when I talk to them, and I'm looking at them as total serious digital citizens now. Yeah. We people are still data migrants. We like talking physically. But if you talk to me, my young kids, they would be more on Snapchat and Instagram and Discord rather than coming in a physical form. And now they are entering into metaverse. So for them, digital hygiene and cyber hygiene is important. So that day I was in an international school and the kids were doing all their homework through ChatGPT.
Oh God.
So मुझे 10 साल में Google ने phone book याद करना सिखा दिया, भुला दिया मुझे. I don't remember numbers. I have to save my wife in my hot list number now, wife number. So I think this ChatGPT is also going to hamper some of my creativity as well.
I think you've said a very dangerous thing. I hope your wife is not listening to this.
No, I don't know. She doesn't look so.
Better, you should know her number before you reach home.
That's true because the more dependency on these things, I think that is one only issue with the young ones, and that is where we think there should be some moderation, or I would say some policies now. EU has already started talking about putting policies in place, but I don't want any country-biased policies to come in AI. It should be a collaborative effort to have some regulations to the tools.
I think we are yet to react to those algo bias also, which can become a very dangerous thing going forward. Yep. Coming to Anku, a lot of the people sitting in this hall, their devices are powered by your chips. Do things change, in a big way once we talk about, the machines getting smarter and smarter, and would we require more chips? Would they become more expensive? How do you see this whole?
Okay, so before that, let me just add a bit on ChatGPT.
Yeah, and please
itself.
feel free to speak beyond what.
So I think first of all, ChatGPT is totally mind blowing. I used it last month, and of course, it has a lot of perils and so on that we discussed. So I gave it a puzzle in English, and it was able to write a very accurate Python code, which compiled and worked, and that was totally mind-blowing because you're writing it in English, just explaining it in English, and then it just does wonders there. But of course, there are a lot of perils to it, as you mentioned already. And as an example, if you see the news of, there's some, it is giving answers which are partisan. In the US, it is, maybe it's pro-Democrats and anti-Republican or other way around. So it can actually create a narrative. Because the data which it's basing it on is the data which it gets, and if that data is biased, then that can create a narrative which is biased. So, and it can create actually a narrative which is going to influence a lot of people who are reading that information. So that is a very big danger, apart from, the cybersecurity, etc. I think the narrative it creates, that can be a danger. But of course, it's a phenomenal tool. And, I have also used it for, let's say, I just need a simple help in Excel, VLOOKUP or something. It just creates a very accurate, enunciation of that. I asked it, give me a recipe of fusion food of Indian and US food, and it gave a brilliant fusion, And I don't think it is available anywhere. It's able to generate, it's also generative AI, so it is able to generate all that. So it's a new thing which has come up, and it's a beast we have to understand, right?
Yeah.
But it is very phenomenal for sure. And I think coming to your question, so I represent MediaTek, which is a chip design company, and definitely this point of view about ChatGPT, etc., is also going to shape the way our chipsets are designed.
Yeah.
So, for example, right now we have there's a three components in the chip, which is the CPU, the GPU, and the AI processing unit, which is the APU. So the APU is geared up towards having efficient AI inference and model creation. So that is for AI, but I think maybe ChatGPT has some more stuff which we have to understand. But definitely this is very something we have to understand and see how the chip evolution happens. But it is something which is, it's a kind of a different variation of AI, right? It's actually AI. It's LLP, and so I think that basic ingredients will work fine, but we can still see how
Still a
how
work
it
in
evolves.
progress.
Right.
And last but not the least in any way, I'm coming to my namesake Pankaj, who's the champion. We call him the champion of smartphones. I think going forward, he'll be the champion of intelligent phones. Because the way intelligence is coming into these devices, no longer would we refer to them as smartphones, but highly intelligent phones. What do you have to say on this, Pankaj?
No, I think what Kubra said, either she doesn't know how to use ChatGPT, because the Valentine letter will come out very, very fine. In fact, I tested it.
For Valentine?
No, I said, write a love letter from an 80-year-old man to his wife. Okay, which was a very tough one, because Valentine is a simple one. And a beautiful letter had come out.
I hope there was no obituary like in his case.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I think from the what AI is doing, what machine learning is doing, is that it's changing the paradigm completely, right? So from that, like what Anku said, the monolith CPUs and GPUs, etc. So all this, they are going to be there. I mean, of course, the analog chips are also going to be there. But we are moving more towards application-specific integrated circuits, which will ride on, huge amount of data. And we are currently in the process of the move for Atmanirbhar Bharat. We are currently in the move for how do we build the SoCs for these specific ICs, which don't have to be big heavy hitters and big this thing. So the idea is to create about maybe 1,000 product design companies in semiconductors. Anku is looking very worried. Now, then there'll be a filtration and something will come out. You see, we have a wrong impression. China, for example, which I'm going to spend the next 2-3 minutes on, has built about 3,000 plus semiconductor product design companies. And we feel that China has strength only in hardware, low quality hardware. In AI, China is way ahead of every other country in the world. And now, how do we see that in the geopolitical scenario? Because I'm going to read out a whole list of digital cyber companies in China, which some of you may not have heard of. For example, Twitter doesn't exist in China. Google, the conventional Google doesn't exist in China. So they have their own companies, which are very large, very, very big digital companies with millions of subscribers and high value. So they have kind of colonized themselves in a manner that they have deep vertical and horizontal development. I hope you are getting the point, that what I'm trying to make, that how the hell are we going to compete with China?
He's the manufacturing guy.
How the hell are we going to compete with China with
Absolutely.
this structure which is there from the semiconductor point of view and with our data not focused, because we don't have companies which generate large data. We have public goods which are excellent public goods, digital public goods like Aadhaar, which are able to do that, but are we in a position to use that in a manner where, you know, AI is progressed? So our orchestra of the country is not in synchronization as far as digitization is concerned, and that is going to impact something like AI. What we should not be fascinated about is that there is a chat GPT. I think we should be fascinated when some of our companies are able to create that, and we enable the nation and the digital industry in a way that these can be created.
No, absolutely. And I think we need more of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and we need more of our companies. And to be honest, a lot of the guys building these technologies are Indians. Maybe they're based out in the Silicon Valley, and many of the, much of the R&D is also being carried out in India. For example, General Motors may have quit India, but they have a very strong R&D base in India. Mercedes-Benz, the big part of the R&D is happening in India, and there are so many companies which are doing that. So I think we have the talent.
I like to correct that also, Pankaj. I think we make a statement that 20% of semiconductor design engineers are in India. Well, yes and no, because which are the products coming out of India? You see, it's one to have 1,000 people, outsource some work to them, and keep the product to yourself. Yeah. But the real value, of course, there is value in this also. But let's not say that we are, doing design for General Motors. We are not really doing design for General Motors. We are not building products.
So, Pankaj, I think that is something that has begun to change now, because if you see in the last few years, we have had so many unicorns doing a lot of good work and creating product companies. It's not just not a service company, right? We have had many instances where such product companies have been made here. But of course, there's a long way to go. I totally agree that it's a good starting point. But
we are good in chatting now. We have to add GPT to it, and Indians will do that. But continuing with the fear mongering or whatever, the genuine fear mongering, Rakshit, do you think that this, so much of data is going to go out and is going out now, and with these kind of, when we talk about the bias of the algo, it has the potential to create havoc. Do you think that we should be worried?
As of now, as per my update, very soon we'll be tabled with the data security bill, which is going to be passed out. There's a lot of work happening on even the digital law, which we are working on, the current IT Act, and that has been taken with the future perspective. So I think for data, yes, data breach has become a concern for us in a country like India, where we have such a big digital revolution happening in terms of financial transactions and otherwise also. But the concern with AI, I think the same data, if we look at the positive point of it, and especially with my experience with the LEAs and law enforcement, we are looking AI as a tool for using it for cybersecurity, for countering the threats with the huge amount of data which is already available. In terms whether it is the ransomware attacks or sophisticated cyber attacks, we can use the same AI tools for protecting us in cybersecurity. Similarly, in crime predictive analysis, this is another area where we are working on, and with the CCTNS, which has been developed across the country, and now government is also integrating it with the National Cybercrime Reporting Portal, where we are getting so many complaints. And that is where, if you must have heard recently, we have launched the hackathon by Government of India, in which we are bringing in these ideas. So I think we'll be very soon be a model for this, where AI would be used to counteract the threats, so to mitigate the threats what we are facing in the cyberspace.
Yeah. And Ritesh, if I come to you again, when you're making your pitch now, because you're the director for sales and marketing for Norton, and when you're making your pitch to your potential clients, regenerative AI and this and that, these kind of words, do they come into your pitch notes, or does it still go by the very traditional methods of just simple cyber security?
So, look, consumers are my first customers. Unfortunately, the digital divide is very big in our country. So what happens is that they are still stuck in an era where they are talking about an antivirus for a Windows PC. So unfortunately, that's where we are. So while we may have moved on to different platforms, talking of ChatGPT now, but when it comes to cyber security, like Rakshit was saying, and I'm sure he can correlate because he sees this every day from a law enforcement perspective, privacy is a big issue. How we happily give away access to our data on our own.
True.
Without thinking and taking a second extra on, what those apps are, where are they originating from, where is my data going to go. So those are the real concerns. From our perspective, the technology exists. We've got tools like privacy monitoring tools. We have got anti-trackers. But yes, the digital divide is not allowing us to get ahead of the curve here. And unfortunately, the cyber criminals get ahead. And that's where those compromises happen.
I think cyber criminals, and also the pace of innovation is so fast that, to keep pace with that also, you have to know what they're planning.
Absolutely. And look, we have moved, and Rakshit and I were talking a little while earlier, the landscape has changed. I mean, today, the things that we are doing in this country now, maybe about 25-30% of those things did not even exist 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, look at your food delivery apps, your automobile, your transportation has changed, how you consume entertainment has changed. All of this did not exist 4 or 5 years ago. The digitization of monetary transactions.
Absolutely.
6 years ago, it wasn't there. It's not a long time. I mean, we were talking about being veterans in this industry. We used to say that technology changes about every 15 years. But that has come down drastically. We are talking
I think there are no veterans in this field now.
it's actually technology keeping us young.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we got to be staying ahead of this as well. But yes, coming back to the point, we got to take ownership of this whole thing individually ourselves.
Yeah.
And then build from there.
Right. And Anku, coming to what Pankaj was saying, you are a global company, and Pankaj says that a lot of your core R&D work should come to markets like India. And India you see as a very future promising market. From MediaTek's perspective, how much do you think that, a lot of your R&D inputs, or maybe some bit of your core R&D, does it already go from India, or do you intend to, make India an integral part of such kind of initiatives and efforts? Because Indians generally are seen as very strong when it comes to software and cyber, anything related to cyber and software.
So yeah, we do have large R&D centers in India, in Noida and Bangalore.
Okay.
And we are doing the core R&D from here as part of the global extension. So of course our HQ is in Taiwan. And we have the global R&D that we do here is extension of what is being done there. Okay. So we, the ownership is owned by the people here, for whatever module that is. It's not a kind of a service mode or a backup mode. So they are doing some key core tasks from here.
How big is your team out here?
So we have about, in India, we have about 800 engineers.
Oh.
Yeah. So in Noida and Bangalore.
Fairly decent sized team.
That's right, yeah. And I think given the talent pool that we have in India, it is going to grow further in the coming years.
Yeah.
That's the plan from our headquarters. But yeah, of course, I agree with Pankaj. It's still a Taiwan-based company. It's not an Indian company, right? So right. I agree with him that we have to also create some homegrown companies like that, right? That's definitely will be music to everyone's ears. Yeah, but I think from MediaTek's point of view, definitely we think that we are doing a very, very key task from here, both for hardware design and software design.
Oh, fantastic. That's good to know. And Pankaj, I'll ask you a question which actually ChatGPT has written, and I think it knew what you're going to say. So it has asked that what role do you see for governments, industry and civil society in shaping the development and use of AI? Since you actually take the voice of the industry to the government, are there any specific views? Do you think that, as the technology is evolving and moving so fast, there are certain things that the government should keep in mind when they're making new laws? Because, it is a process. Once it's done, then amendments take so much of time. So what would your suggestion be?
No, you see, this is the fight of civilizations and nations. 10,000 years back, we have the agriculture revolution, and then we had the industrial revolution. This is the digital revolution which is going on. And now we are at the cutting edge of the digital revolution. So our advice to government has been that we have to look at the whole picture.
Yeah.
And not get titillated by this, that we are doing 200 billion of so-called software export, etc. The India can only become a major digital economy. It cannot become a sectoral economy.
Yeah.
We have to become not only a major digital economy, but a major economy, which is the economy next to China. So India has to fire on all cylinders.
Yes.
Otherwise, our engine is not going to move, right? So, whatever are the missing links, for example, semiconductors are a big missing link for India.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that has to be put in place.
Very surprising, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not surprising. After all, our economy is of a particular size in terms of global GDP. So, we have to fix that. And the narrative which we are building with the government is that wherever the gaps are, right, we study global GVCs, ensure that they are here. It's not that this is a sort of parochial nationalist kind of pitch only. I think the most nationalist thing would be that companies like MediaTek, Apple, all these companies set up large manufacturing and research bases in India for the whole world.
Right.
I think that's where the skills are coming in. That's good. But we have to build our own pieces at the same time. And I'll give you some interesting use cases from like security point of view. For example, there is a ASIC, which is a application processor, which, if there are 100,000 chicken in a poultry farm, you can identify which one is going to fall sick. Right? So that is because of enormous amount of data processing. So similarly, if there is a mob or a crowd, you can actually find out that this one is the one which is going to create the trouble. Oh yeah, I was not pointing
Priyanka.
to you. So you can actually find that out. And that's not with the temperature of the person, it's with the behavior. When you visit China, you'll see that in the trains, nobody will misbehave, Nobody will write anything in the train. If you had traveled in China 30 years back, it was a mess. The trains would have people writing on it, in the toilets, etc. And where there's a yellow line, people will stop 3 inches before the yellow line. There's not a single person who's go beyond that. That's all happening because of digitization and what is happening. So these use cases are becoming very interesting, and it will have a tremendous positive impact on the economy and the society and the nation in every which way.
Absolutely.
And
Fingers
let's
crossed.
not worry about cyber criminals. We have people like you who can, go ahead of them, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed. And now let's move ahead to what we are here to celebrate, the coolest, desirable and most trusted brands. And before that, just one last comment from you guys. Just one word. Do you see it as a threat or an opportunity? Starting from Yanku. Just one word. Threat or opportunity?
I think it's an opportunity.
Yeah. What about you?
If built properly, I think one of the biggest opportunities ever in history of mankind.
Great.
It's an opportunity, clearly.
Okay. And Rakshit?
So we have always been reactive. So as of now, opportunity. But then after that, we'll see. So proactive has never been proactive. So in cybersecurity also.
70% opportunity, 30%
So yes, I
threat.
would say as of now it's an opportunity. But then yes, we'll have to mitigate the threats as and when it comes. We'll have to
Right.
fight them.
Right,
And that's
right.
been happening. It's been a part of us. So when even the basic business accounting software came, then also we were facing that. We were fighting with that. And today when we are seeing the advanced malwares on our devices and they are stealing our data, we are fighting that. So that is how it works. So yes,
No,
as
absolutely,
an
yeah.
opportunity, yeah.
We need more such discussions to find that out.
Right.
But thank you very much for joining us here. And I will call back Kubra, and I hope she should get more Valentine letters and find out ways to write them. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so very much for that insightful conversation. Could we have another loud round of applause? Thank you so much. I love how, as human beings, we always start with the ideas like, अब ये नई technology आई है, अब हम सब बर्बाद हो जाएंगे. मगर ये तो हमारी मदद कर रहा है. Hi, how are you? I'm happy to be here. Happier to be here. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time. Could we have another loud round of applause for all these wonderful gentlemen who took out their time to share their insights about AI? Because I know that each one of us is going to take something back home. Because at the end of the day, we're all using this technology, right? And I told you, I tried and I failed. But next time I try, I'll fail better. That's the idea. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to once again thank our sponsors, Airtel 5G Plus, AMD Ryzen, Norton, Crucial by Micron, Live Pure Smart, One Assist, Techno, and Vox for supporting us. And now it's time for the much-awaited award nominations to begin. I know that you are super excited to find out if your favorite brand's name is on the list. You know what? This is not even a joke. I actually heard some of you betting on your favorite brands, like while I was rehearsing, and that is so cool because you know how personally involved we get when it's about the stuff that you use? I love it because every gadget we use today is indeed so very personal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we as Indians, we are smart and so are our gadgets. Being the hub of technology and leading innovations, our country is the breeding ground for technology artists. That being said, it wasn't a cakewalk to select the best amongst the best. So, this is a special mention to all our judges. Could we have a huge round of applause for our judges, please? At this point, I take the honor and, of course, this stage to introduce you to our jury who went through the tedious process of analyzing the nomination and selecting our winners. Ladies and gentlemen, our jury members for tonight are Mr. Prabhu Ram, Head Devices and Ecosystem Cyber Media Research. Mr. Abhijit Ray, CTO, Digibox. Mrs. Sameer Seth, Director Marketing, India, Dolby Laboratories. Mr. Atul Tripathi, ex-Big Data Consultant, NSCS to the PMO. And Ms. Manisha Singh, Technology Editor, Times of India. And another loud round of applause for all our jury members that we just mentioned. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, this is the time when we all take a deep breath. So inhale, everyone. Hey, see, I need to hear you inhale. Can you inhale, please? Exhale. Bravo. Now, I have a question to ask you, right? Like, if you were walking up to win an award on this prestigious stage tonight, how would you like to be welcomed, right? A loud round of applause, some whistles, some hooting, some mad cheer, excitement, you know what I mean? So just for one split second, all right, imagine it's you walking up on this stage to collect your award. How would you like to be cheered on the stage as you walk up? Give me a sample, please. How about we go like a little woohoo? Woohoo! Come on, you can do better. Especially the backbenchers, I know you can. Arre! You were the one on the phone, na? And you were the one who whistled, na? Best friend. Best friend. I'll give you a selfie. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that this award is going to be as exciting as you want it to be. So please make sure that you applaud, you cheer, you whistle, you engage, and you entertain yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, the first category of awards tonight, the best affordable smartwatch of the Award, ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Mr. Pankaj Mohindru, Chairman, India Cellular and Electronics Association. A very, very good evening to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, two winners in this category. The Jury's Choice Award in this category goes to Samsung Galaxy Z Fold4. आपको मतलब चेयर पे डांस होगा, मैं कह रही हूँ. इसको कहते हैं कहानी में ट्विस्ट, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन. क्लाइमैक्स आते आते सब बदल जाता है. प्लीज पुट योर हैंड्स टुगेदर फॉर द पॉपुलर चॉइस अवार्ड इन दिस कैटेगरी एज इट गोज टू Apple iPhone 14 Pro Max. Congratulations. Congratulations, sir, and thank you so much, Mr. Mohindru. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, this is the conclusion of the event. But, we do have a few short videos from our partners, AMD Ryzen and Hybrid AI. I request you to kindly take a look.
Hybrid is a global full-stack programmatic advertising ecosystem. Hybrid DSP, set of programmatic tools for any advertising objectives. Vox, AI vision platform, spearheading innovative and visual advertising formats. Hybe, in-house programmatic solution for mobile app developers. AI-powered, human-guided. What is InVisual advertising? InVisual is a technology for integrating an advertising message into images and videos on a page. Computer vision recognizes visual objects, artificial intelligence analyzes text content and places ads which are relevant for the user. There are two types of InVisual advertising. In-image is a technology which integrates an advertising message into a static image. The second one is InVideo, which adds an advertisement into the video. Computer vision is a machine learning technology that allows us to analyze visual content and recognize various objects in it. The algorithm is able not only to discern a person from an animal, but also to recognize human age and emotions. Advantages of InVisual advertising. Visual advertising has a 100% viewability rate, high CTR. The average value is 1%, high quality inventory. Our InVisual Vox project works only with the best publishers in each region. We can also create custom categories at the advertiser's request.
Thank you so much for staying back. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please request for a huge round of applause for all our winners tonight at the Times of India Gadgets Now Awards 2022, powered by Airtel 5G+. My name is Kubra Seth, ladies and gentlemen, and this definitely marks the end of a spectacular ceremony of the Times of India Gadgets Now Awards 2022. As the real game changers walk home today with their shining trophies, others get ready to win the battle in the next season. Till then, stay tuned, stay updated, and keep having fun. As we wrap up, I would like to thank our sponsors, Airtel 5G+, AMD Ryzen, Norton, Crucial by Micron, Live Pure Smart, One Assist, Techno, and Vox for supporting us. Thanks to all the brands for their enthusiastic participation and Team Times of India for presenting these awards. I would also like to thank the jury members for their amazing support and Team Art Connect for organizing this glorious event. Last but certainly not the least, I would like to thank you all for attending this show and being a part of this iconic moment. My name is Kubra Seth. I say thank you and say good night. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to request all our winners tonight to collect the trophy boxes on your way out. Take very good care of yourselves and be healthy, stay kind, and I love you all.